I'm Tim Barkley with Charleston Home and Design Magazine, and today we're talking with Kenneth Sullivan with Sullivan Custom Cabinets. How you doing, Kenneth?
I'm doing good.
Good. Kenneth, thanks so much for inviting us out to this beautiful Daniel Island home, and today we're going to be talking about all of the cabinetry that Sullivan Custom Cabinets provided here in this beautiful Daniel Island home, right?
That's correct.
Well, before we start our tour, why don't you give our listeners, viewers, and readers an idea about Sullivan Custom Cabinet?
Well, we're a family-owned business. My father started it back in '72, and me and my wife are now work there for the last, I'd say, 15 years, and we're slowly starting to take it over. And he's going to retire eventually, so we're taking over. And what we do is we do all custom built, whether it be doors, drawers. We don't order anything in. Nothing's pre-made. So everything we do, we get it from scratch, just build it and do it from there. And we've just built on it from there as far as getting types of machinery to make things a little better so we can offer things that other people can't do. So we do those type of things. We do the countertops and wood tops and stuff like that. That's something we started doing in the last few years.
Great, great. Well, you mentioned your father, Nathan Sullivan, who started the whole business, and Nathan's been around for a long time, very well known in the community, has lots of great contacts with builders and remodelers, remodeling contractors, and so forth. And what would you say kind of has been Sullivan Custom Cabinet's secret of success over the many years?
Well, I think it's my dad's attention to detail. He really gets in there with the customers, the architects, the homeowners, the builders, and really try to feel what they want, and work with them. And he's been doing it for so long that he can throw out his ideas and their ideas until we come up with an idea. And and then whenever we're done with the job, if he ever needs anything, he's always right there. If we need a touch up, come adjust a door, a hinge got loose or something. We'll come out, we'll take care. So that customer service that my dad's always done, I think has really been part of our biggest success.
Always there to follow up in case there's any issue that a homeowner might have.
Yep, anything, no matter what, if it's just a little touch-up paint or, like I said, just adjusting a door that got loose. Dad's always says, yeah, I'll come over there and I'll take care of that. No charge, that's just part of our service.
Great. Well, today we're going to be seeing several examples of the work that Sullivan Custom Cabinet is capable of, and kind of give us a brief rundown of what we're about to see throughout the home here.
Well, we're going to look at some things that we're doing a lot of now, like, for instance, like the wood tops that we do. A lot of stuff like built-in trash drawers, rollouts. Seating areas that we've been doing a lot lately. What's real popular now is the inset doors. We're doing a lot of those, whether it be the cherry or a painted or whatever. It's depending on the customer. Using all the space, not having any dead space, unusable space. So that's we'll be able to point out a lot of those things.
Good deal. So Sullivan Custom Cabinets provided cabinetry for what areas of the home? Obviously the kitchen. What other rooms throughout the house?
We did the powder rooms, her office, all the bathrooms. I believe they have an entertainment room upstairs with a wet bar. The kitchen, naturally. Any little area that she could use a cabinet at, we would build and provide something for that.
Terrific. Okay, well, let's go ahead and start right here with this beautiful wood countertop. And I'm going to move over here and let our camera get a good shot of this. And Kenneth, kind of describe what kind of wood is this? Is our wood countertop something that you're seeing a trend in with homeowners?
Yeah, especially with islands, we're doing a lot of wood tops. A lot of people do granite and want to do everybody wants to do an accent island, whether it be a different color or a different countertop on it. So we're doing a lot of that. So we've got the machinery now that we can take what we call 8-quarter hardwood, and we'll glue them up and sand them down and make them and put this one here particularly has a lacquer finish on it because that's what she wanted, but we'll do tung oil or just like a butcher block type where it's just got a butcher block finish on it, or some of those. And this is a Spanish cedar here, and we did that to match the mantelpiece that she wanted. she wanted to tie this in. So we decided as well, let's do the same on the bar as we did on the mantle. So we did that. And
same wood on the mantle then that is on the bar here?
Mm-hmm. And everything was done with the CNC machine, which is a computer-rated machine, router that runs programs off of a computer and cuts it out. So, and this was done by that.
How does that work? Do you plug in the exact dimensions that you want the saw to cut, and then it automatically cuts it so that there isn't any human error involved?
Yeah, something like that. You take the program, you'll put it into like an AutoCAD program, something that we use, one of the ones, and then we'll cut it out and draw it, put the radiuses in, whatever we want to do to it, and then send it to the machine. It'll write the program and then cut the machine out so that you don't have the, like you said, the human error of somebody, whoops, I cut the wrong line or something like that, and you've got a top just totally ruined. So.
Good deal. Okay, so and then Sullivan Custom Cabinets did all of the cabinetry here below the bar area.
That's correct. And this is all cherry cabinets, all solid cherry. We don't use any particle board or MDF in our construction of our cabinets. And this got what we call a double ebony finish. Minwax double ebony. It's a special stain that we had mixed up, and to put on there with a clear lacquer finish on top of it.
What's the style of the cabinet door that we're looking at here in the kitchen?
This is what we call the shaker style, and this is inset style, where it's all flush with the front. There's no overlay.
Okay, good. And so the shaker style is actually, it being a rather simple design, actually saves homeowners monies because it's not as ornate as some other cabinet doors, right?
Right. It's a very simple door to make, whether it be a solid wood door out of what we call a 5-piece panel, where it has rails and stiles and a panel, or an MDF door where I cut it out with a CNC router out of one piece. And it's a very simple, easy door to make, very simple door to finish, sand. So it's definitely a least inexpensive door to make.
And we're going to see an example of that solid MDF door upstairs in one of the bathrooms here in a few minutes. But let's get back to the kitchen here. So we're if we can get our camera person to give a nice pan of the entire kitchen, all of the cabinets here, the wall cabinets, the floor cabinets, all of the cabinets here on the island.
Yes, and they're all the same cherry with the ebony finish. All inset style.
Now, I was noticing before we started the interview, this was kind of interesting. The homeowner naturally wanted as much storage space as possible. You can never have enough storage space, and I noticed that you've got working cabinet doors here in this island on both sides of the island. That's pretty interesting.
Yes, because you got the appliances on the other side, so we make the cabinet deeper because you lose a lot of storage. So we'll make it a little deeper, give it a bigger countertop space that she wanted, and we'll make that the doors on this side usable, whether it be storage for adjustable shelves or whatever. But when you first walk up to it, it just looks like part of the island. It doesn't, you would not know that was a working area.
Right, that's true. That's true. Okay, good. Well, let's kind of make our way over here toward this this seating area, and Kenneth, the seating area, that seems like something that kind of goes outside of a cabinet company's expertise.
Yeah, I mean, because we have the CNC machine, we're able to do other things that some cabinet guys can do and can't do. And this was one of those instances where we did templates and took them back, put them on a computer, and I drew this out in an AutoCAD program and then cut all the ribs and parts out and built this. But this was built on site, but everything was cut out in the shop and assembled here.
Gotcha. Let's move over to this side so we can get a good shot of this beautiful seating area. And what was involved with what was involved in, I see like there's a step up here with the seating area.
Yeah, well, what she wanted to do was they wanted to be able to have this as a seating area, and if they had some extra company over and they wanted to be able to sit here, you're able to take this stool and put it here, and it's the same height, and even this end here is usable. So there was a lot of planning and going on how high to make this step, how high to make the seats. There's a lot of back and forth between us and the homeowners and her architect to get this worked out just right, and it worked out, and they said they use it just about every day, so they love it.
That's great. It's beautiful, yeah, and it's a custom made for this particular space, and so all of the Sullivan Custom Cabinet made the entire booth area here, plus the table and the the pedestal it's sitting on.
The pedestal it sits on, the tabletop, and then the seating. And the floor was done by the contractor once we told them how high to put it.
Right. And what kind of wood did you use here?
Now this is the cherry also. This is the 8-quarter cherry wood here that we did with the same finish as we did on the cabinets. The post is just solid cherry that we made, and then the top is it's a bend board with a birch because it's paint grade. So and this is the top is actually painted with the color that she picked.
Now we're walking through a newly built home, newly constructed home. I think the homeowners just moved in May of 2011, and but if a homeowner is looking to do some remodeling throughout their house, that's something that Sullivan Custom Cabinet does quite a bit of work with, right?
Yes, we do a lot of remodel work. I mean, that's probably the biggest thing that we do now, since the building is not as strong as it used to be.
I'm just thinking of this awesome seating area, and I can just picture sitting around playing games with the family and so forth, and being such a nice cozy area that I'll bet there's some people that might be viewing this that might have a space in their own home that they would like something like this retrofitted in, and that's something that Sullivan Custom Cabinet could help with.
Oh yeah, and we've done that. We've done that on several occasions. We've had some that are not fixed to the wall, that's movable, and it has flip-up storage in your seating. You can flip the top up and use that storage seating. Of course, and then we've had some that are just L-shaped built in. We've made the table for it. So it's something that we've done a lot. This is just the first round one we've ever done. So.
Yeah, and there's several examples of radiuses throughout the home that I've been noticing that kind of match this, so it kind of goes with the whole motif. Well, good. Well, let's kind of continue on through the kitchen here, and again, we're anything specific about the pull-out drawers or anything you want to point out?
Well, this here where we do this spice rack, we make these in house, and with the adjustable shelves. So we put these in, so these can be custom fitted to whatever size you want, instead of buying the ones out of a magazine or another store where you have certain size you have to deal with. Here also, we do take the space here so that everybody can bring stuff out to them. They don't have to get on their hands and knees and dig down in there. And this is all adjustable, all custom made. So it doesn't matter what your size is, we can custom make it to fit it. We don't have to stick with, like I said, the standards. We did over here with this corner. This is a very small area, wasn't a lot to do with it, so we just decided to make this a corner door, and then we put a Lazy Susan in the center, and then she can stack stuff on each side. This is something that us and the homeowner worked on for several days, trying to figure out how to use this space the best for her. Actually, we didn't even put the Lazy Susan until after she moved, because she still didn't know what she wanted to do in here, and then when she decided after moving in, we just came in and accommodated our needs.
That's great. That's very clever, and that's nice that Sullivan Custom Cabinet stays in touch with the homeowners. You don't just do the install and head out the door, and that you never hear from you guys again.
That's right, because there's a lot of things people will just say, well, why don't you just move in, settle in, and let's see what you need to do, and we'll accommodate that and just add it in. It's no problem to add that in, and we do that quite often. So
great. I like the fact that the cabinets go right up to the fascia here, and you don't have those the problem with dust gathering on the top of the cabinets.
Yeah, and that's a very unique feature that a lot of people are doing. They're either building the soffit or we build the soffit into our cabinets, and this one they chose to do it this way, and then we'll put the lighted cabinets up above, so they can store stuff, but like you said, keep it behind glass so that it doesn't get dusty where you used to put them on top of cabinets and then you got all that area to clean. So that's something that we've been doing a lot of too, is getting very popular.
Great. Okay. Kind of moving on through here. Now we're on the other side of this island, and lots of storage we see here again.
Yeah, like it's not big enough for drawers, so I mean door areas. So we put a lot of drawers in. For here, we'll do we build our own trash drawers, so that we can make them for you can have one for trash, one for recycle. But we make them whatever size we need to do to that we need. That's another thing where it's not a wasted space, so we can put whatever we need there. We can accommodate it to wherever we want it in the kitchen, and then we can even come back and add those in later. That's not something that has to be done during construction.
Great. Okay. And then speaking of not wanting to waste space, right around the corner here, we've got something kind of unique. Tell us about this.
Yeah, I think this was supposed to be a return or something for an AC, but they ended up moving it, and she had a hole here that she didn't know what to do with. She didn't want to cover it up. So we decided, well, after, like I said, once she move in, we'll think about it and see what we can do. And she said, well, I could use some more storage. So we just made little rollouts, and this is all adjustable. So if she wanted to put taller things or smaller things, or we can make another drawer later and add another one in if she wanted to, and she can take these things loose and put these in, and it's stored here with its own little inset door, so it's just out of the way.
Very clever. Very clever. All right. Well, anything else you want to point out in the kitchen area?
No, I think that's about it.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on to a couple of other examples of Sullivan custom cabinets throughout the house.
Okay.
Kenneth, tell us about this the vanity that Sullivan Custom Cabinet built here in the powder room.
All right. This is one of these instances where she found something in the magazine that she really liked. She bought the sink, but we could not find the cabinet in the look that she wanted, the finish that she wanted. So we just custom built one to match what her decor was and built it exactly like the magazine, installed it. And it's free floating, so it doesn't touch the ground anywhere. It's all completely open on the bottom, and that's just like a look that she had. She gave us a magazine picture and said, this is what I want, and we just made it happen.
And the cabinet, how is it secured to the wall, or how is it attached?
Yeah, during the framing stage we had them, because she knew this from the get-go, so we had them put some extra strips in the wall to attach the cabinet to, so it would support the weight of the sink and of the cabinets, with it not being sitting on the floor.
It's got a very modern look to it, and it's kind of nice. I'm seeing a mixture of styles here in the house, which is refreshing.
Yep. Yeah, it's got a very neat look to it. So.
All right. Well, let's move on to the master bathroom. Okay, Kenneth, tell us about this vanity here in the master bathroom.
Well, this vanity is another cherry cabinet with a different color stain on it, with the shaker style door. And this is the overlay. This is not inset, so the doors actually overlay the face of the cabinet. It's another popular style. It's probably what we do 90% of the time.
And that saves the homeowner a little money too, right?
Definitely. There's a lot of work in doing inset work. A very large amount of labor and time on the job and in the shop to make inset doors and cabinets. And overlay is a lot easier to do. There's not a lot of time as far as just making the door and come out and pretty much will hang them. And then of course we do the towers, whether we do towers in the middle or on each side. And we sometimes tie them together with a soffit or something, depending on what they want, with lights in them and things. So that just all depends. And also, like with the faucets coming out of the wall, we work with the plumber and the contractors to build the cabinet to the correct height, whether it be a vessel sink. Sometimes you have to build the cabinet lower to accommodate where the faucet is. So there's a lot of planning that goes into this also. Where a custom cabinet, we can build it to fit what they need. Where I wouldn't say a factory cabinet, but a store-built cabinet would probably not accommodate the height that you need.
What about the cabinets, the custom cabinets that you build at Sullivan Custom Cabinets? Tell me about some of the details that go into building a custom cabinet.
Well, everything is we get everything in 4x8 sheets. So we take all the material with a cut list and we just cut all the parts out. We use nothing but plywood inside, and then the outside we use all solid wood or plywood finished ends, so that they're the same as what the solid wood fronts are. So we use all solid wood fronts. All of our doors are made out of the same solid wood material that we make the cabinets out of, so the wood species matches, especially when you stain. So everything looks the same. And then we have our in-house finisher that does all of our staining and lacquer finishes.
How about the drawers, the construction of the drawers?
And the drawer box, I know a lot of people say they want to do dovetails and stuff like that. We have the capability of doing dovetail, but it's not cost efficient. And we still do where we staple our boxes together. They're very strong. We guarantee them for life. We use a full extension roller or a soft close, which is a drawer that goes in and grabs and pulls in. We do those. Same with the hinges. We do the fully hidden hinge. So, with the drawer, like I said, but everything we do is made in shop. We don't order anything out or have it, built by someone else.
Good deal. Okay. Well, let's move on with our tour of cabinetry and other work fabricated by Sullivan Custom Cabinets. Kenneth, obviously when you think of Sullivan Custom Cabinets, you think of the cabinets in the kitchen and the vanities in the bathroom, but Sullivan Custom Cabinets is capable of doing much more than that, and home offices is a specialty that Sullivan Custom Cabinet has, and home offices have really taken off, right?
Yeah, a lot of people are working in their homes now instead of an office. And like this one here, we did a bookcase or credenza, but we do a lot of things with entertainment centers, floor-to-ceiling bookcases if they needed a lot of books. And she's a author, so she needed a bookcase to put her books on that she does, and storage on the bottom for stuff you don't want people to see. So we do what the credenza and bookcase. So whatever they want to do, whether we do wall to wall all the way around or just put it in a nook. I know a lot of people have spaces on each side of their fireplaces that says, oh, we could build a cabinet. Well, we'll come in and we can build a cabinet, special build a cabinet or whatever needs to be and put in that hole. And we've done that a lot of times for people that's moved into a house or bought a house that didn't have anything on each side of the fireplace. And we could do something of this sort, or put a entertainment center with pocket doors on it, cover TV up or something of that sort.
Terrific. Okay, and so here Sullivan Custom Cabinet built all the bookcases and then the base cabinets below. Anything else here in this home office? No,
that's all we did here.
All right, good deal. We're going to go upstairs now and check out some more work from Sullivan Custom Cabinets. All right, we're in kind of a casual TV room or entertainment area of the home, and we've got this beautiful wet bar that Sullivan Custom Cabinet was responsible for. Tell us about this.
All right, well, this is an area that they wanted just to fix some drinks and stuff while they're watching TV, and we've come up with the idea of another place of making the most use of the space. So we did like a rollout up underneath the sink so that you don't have to get down there and reach everything under there. Makes better use of your sink area. And then these doors is another shaker style, and this is also a cherry with a different color stain on it. As you can see, we just added a molding, and we custom make this molding and added inside the opening to give that door a little bit more pizzazz, I guess, instead of looking so plain and square. So that's one thing that you can do to kind of dress up a shaker door.
What's interesting is the homeowner had several needs throughout the house, and rather than having to deal with different companies, Sullivan Custom Cabinet was able to help them out with everything, which it's nice, nice seamless work there.
Yeah, and a lot of times people don't know what to do with that space, and with our experience, we can sit down and talk to them about it. What do you want? What do you need? And then we can come up with things like this to help them out.
Good deal. Okay, well, let's continue on with our tour. Okay, now we are in one of the guest bathrooms, and this is kind of a Jack and Jill situation. You've got a guest room on this side, and then also a guest bedroom on the other side, and they share this central bathroom area. And tell us about the work with that Sullivan Custom Cabinetry did here.
Well, this is one of the things that we do when we do painted cabinets, and this is another door that was made with the CNC router to look like a 5-piece panel door with beadboard paneling. And this is all done on the machine. And if you take a beadboard door and a MDF door, a true 5-piece panel door, and put them side by side, most people, unless you have a trained eye, will never know the difference. And what we like about this is you don't, with the humidity around here where you have the expansion and contraction of wood, you'll get cracks between your panels. And this, you won't do that. And if you ever have a problem with it, we'll replace it. That's part of that customer service that we do. It is a high grade MDF for doors, so it's very moisture resistant. It's not like a lot of MDF that gets wet and it swells. This one will not do that. So we will, and if it ever does, like I said, we'll back it. We'll replace the door, repaint it, free of charge.
So this entire door here then came out of one solid piece of MDF. And what is MDF?
MDF is a medium density fiberboard. And what we do, that most material, and to just give you a little scientific stuff on it, it's a compressed, basically sawdust, and they're compressed at different stuff, like what you buy at like Lowe's or Home Depot is like compressed at like 40 to 80% of pressure. This one here is compressed at 265. So I mean, it's no air in it. There's no space in it with the fillers and stuff. So it makes it more moisture resistant. That's the difference between the MDF. And a lot of people don't know that. And we pay the little extra to get the better material so we don't have, problems, especially under a sink where you're going to drip water. Water gets on the door, swells it up, and your door's ruined. So that's why we went to the better door, and then we do them on the machine to give you a nicer, cleaner look.
And the MDF, they come in like 4x8 sheets that
Yes.
you work out of?
Yeah, they come 4x8 sheets. We can get them in custom sizes, but mostly 4x8 sheets.
And then you take that 4x8 sheet of MDF and then plug in the dimensions, and then create this door out of that one piece. So this is one solid piece of MDF rather than, you said the 5 panel, that would be the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? That is another way of making it?
And that's correct, yeah. So what you call it the 5-piece panel, where you got 2 rails and 2 stiles and a panel. Put together, it's one, so you have a joint in it where everything's put together with glue and pins, where this is cut out of a solid piece. So, when you start, the sheet looks like this when I start with it, and when I get done with the machine, and I can put in multiple doors, multiple styles, and it'll cut different ones all at the same time. And it just comes out of the machine. To put in perspective of cost-wise, a 5-piece panel door would take someone like this, would take them at least a full day, a day and a half just to make. The CNC, once I program it and cut it, I probably could have done it in 45 minutes.
Interesting. How does this, is MDF different from, say, like thermofoil? Is that the right term?
Well, thermofoil sometimes is an MDF or a particle board with a heat shrink foil that's vacuumed down onto it. So this here is a wood with a lacquer finish. We spray it, prime it, and finish it with a lacquer paint.
This is superior to something that was made out of thermofoil then?
Well, thermofoil may hold up a little better for scrubbing, but it's like a plastic material on top of your doors. So to get the door and the cabinets to look the same is almost impossible unless you paint the thermofoil, which it can chip off or be scraped off.
And MDF, making the cabinets out of MDF, does that save homeowners a little bit of money there? Yeah,
especially when you want to do different door styles. And the only thing that we do in MDF is only doors and drawer fronts. We don't make anything in the boxes itself, unless we're doing like arches or flutes onto a bookcase or something. It's easier to machine that with a CNC router and apply that onto the cabinet. But everything else is always plywood or solid wood material.
Gotcha. Anything else you want to point out about the vanity here in the guest bathroom?
Well, you notice the height. In most cabinets they're usually at like 32 inches tall. We do a standard now of 35. This is kitchen height. This is very common, and now you used to have to ask for the higher cabinet. Now you have to ask for the lower cabinet. If you have like children you wouldn't want to put a 35-inch cabinet in that room, so you want to go back down to the 32. And if that's the case, and then we can always, when the kids get older, we can always come back and build the same cabinet at 35 inches tall and just replace the cabinet right out. So like I said, because we're going to be around for a long time, and we can definitely accommodate, those changes. As even when your family grows, we can make changes to your houses, especially with the cabinets that you already have.
Good deal. Anything else you want to point out?
I think that's it.
All right, Kenneth, kind of summarize for us all of the different items here in this beautiful Daniel Island home that Sullivan Custom Cabinet was responsible for.
Okay, well, like we said, we do more than just kitchen cabinets and vanities. We got the bookcases, we got the floating vanity cabinets, we've got seating areas, we do wood tops. We also do different styles. We accommodate, all storage areas. We come up with cabinets or something to fill those areas with. So whether we do mantelpieces or whatever, anything that's wood that can be built in a box form or a wood top, we pretty much can do any of that. So any of your needs, we should be able to meet any of the needs that you would need, because with the equipment and the guys that we have to do everything that needs to be done as far as indoors.
Good deal. And how can folks get in touch with Sullivan Custom Cabinets?
Well, we have an office. Our phone number is 843-554-5880, and then you've got cell phone numbers that you can get us at. Mine is 670-0723, and my father's is 696-5880. So you've got several ways to get a hold of us. We have a website. It's Sullivan Custom Cabinets. I think it's .com, if I believe, but we do have a little small website. Then we also have an email that's sullivancustomcabinets@knology.net. There's a couple different ways, and we also have a showroom that you can come by. It's at 2519 Oscar Johnson Drive that you can come by and look in our showroom, where we have someone there that can talk to you also.
And that's just off of Dorchester Road.
Yeah, Dorchester Road in North Charleston.
Terrific. Okay, well, we have been talking with Kenneth Sullivan with Sullivan Custom Cabinets, and thanks so much, Kenneth, for taking us on this great tour here at a beautiful Daniel Island home.
No, thank you very much, and I appreciate it.